my god, it has been forever. But I am on spring break, so I will be getting a lot of vlogs done so I can upload a bunch of them throughout the week, since I'll be home for spring break from today until next Sunday. So this is something actually really important to me, because this is about this whole thing that has popped up on Goodreads about the impact of writing bad reviews or negative reviews on the reviewer getting published future in their career as being a writer. And I originally heard about this from Goodreads by a post from Becca Fitzpatrick, who wrote the book Hush Hush, which I have not read. And she wrote about how, you know, you should be nice and not write negative reviews, basically. And I'll link everything I mentioned I'll link everything. And the whole idea of not writing a good review because you don't know if the author, you know, won't put like an author's blurb for you on your book or some crap like that. And then after reading that, it really infuriated me that she really said that. I could not believe that she's really telling people that they should not write how they honestly feel about a book. And as a writer, to me, I think that's the most important thing for anyone to do, is to tell you if your book is good or not. I mean, don't you want to know those kind of things? I mean, yes, there are some people who make it sound like it's a personal hit against the writer. I mean, I try not to do that because I don't know the writers, but if I think a book is horrible, I'm going to say so, because books are too expensive these days for you to be told to buy something that is crap. I mean, the last book I just bought was Kim Harrison's Pale Demon. This book is $26.99. I bought it on Barnes & Noble's pre-ordered for $9, not $9.99 or $11.99, one of those two. But the point is, if I hadn't done that, this book is almost $30. I'm supposed to spend $30 on a book and it not be good, and then to tell people that and to be nice about it? No. I don't understand, and it really irritates me that these people are talking about it. And I actually read from another blog where someone else wrote about, they closed their site down, their blog down, and they put their Goodreads account on private because she was told that, you know, her reviews could legitimately affect her becoming a writer in the future. And she was afraid, and she closed on her blog, and it made me completely angry because, you know, I don't mince my words when I do these reviews. Why should I? I'm telling you, because we're talking to each other. We're talking to people who also read. We're not talking to the author, and even if we are talking to them, they should hear what we say, because we're who they're writing for. I'm a young adult. You're writing for my age group. So don't come and write crap for me and then tell me I should be nice about it. No, your books are $16, $18, $20 a piece. Do you know what we could be doing with that money? So many other things than buying a book that teaches girls to embrace stalkers and abusive relationships. I mean, are you serious? And the other thing about it too is that these people act as though, and also the people who defend these books at the same time, what irritates me is, like, I understand we all have different tastes. So if you like Hush Hush or Twilight, that's your own business. But don't tell me that they have the right to write whatever they want because it's their creativity. No, it's their profession, okay? I'm really sick of people not taking, you know, these actors and these entertainment people and writers and not understanding that what they do is a profession. It is a job. It is not their hobby. No one is buying your books because they want to support your hobby. It is your job to entertain us. You get paid. Rochelle Mead, who writes the Vampire Academy books and the Succubus Blues books and another series, if she does not write a certain amount of books per year, she does not get paid. She does not get paid if she does not write books. It doesn't matter if she's tired, if she doesn't want to do the idea anymore. She has to write, I think, about 3 books a year to get paid. That's her contract. She's under contract, as are many writers do. They are under contract to write a certain amount of books per year. If they don't, they do not get paid because it is a job. It is a job. Okay, you would not go to any other professional who did a subpar job and then recommend them to somebody else, and then tell a person who gave them a negative recommendation, oh, you should be nice. No, so why should we do this for that? Why should we do that for this? Why should we not tell other people if a book is bad that it is bad? Why should that affect people who want to be future writers? Because I can tell you one thing, never has an author's blurb or recommendation of a book ever made me decide to buy a book. Never. Because you can't trust other people's opinions when you buy a book. It has to be from you. Everyone is different. So I don't trust most movie reviewers. I only trust Spill.com because they think like me. And on Goodreads, there are a certain amount of people on there who we share the same kind of thoughts about books. So if they like a book, I think I should go check it out. I never go to professional people to tell me, or other authors to tell me what I should read. There have been times where I actually will put a book down because it has a certain author's blurb on it. So most of the time, it makes me not want to buy it than actually buy it. So, I see Stephanie Meyer on, City of Bones, and I'm like, I don't want it because she says it was good. She doesn't have any taste, so I don't want it. It has never made me actually actively go out and buy a book, even if it's recommended by someone I really like. I think the only person or two people I would ever legitimately buy a book, well, 3 people I would legitimately buy a book if they recommended it would be Stephen King, Anne Rice, and Neil Gaiman. That's it. Because I like what they write, I think they have relatively good taste, and they are not afraid to voice their opinion on what's bad. So I will say, if you like this, I will give it a shot. If I don't like it, so what? But I would trust their opinion over anyone else's. I don't understand it. I really don't. And I find it completely irritating that this is becoming a business where you get the kitchen's asses. Seriously? I remember when Stephen King made the comment about the Twilight books, and everyone's like, that's not a nice thing to do, it's not a professional thing to do. What are you talking about? He reviews books. He should be able to tell another writer if they're bad. Why is it suddenly a taboo thing? And it's like, I know people who write books, and it's like, so you can't have negative reviews, especially when you're coming out. You just can't do it because you're not allowed to, because it's bad for publicity or whatever. I'm just like, that's bullshit. It really is. It is bullshit, and it's not fair to the writers. It's not fair to the readers. It's not fair to anyone except the publishing companies, because they're the only ones who are really getting hurt, because the writers get paid a sum for writing the books in the first place. They get royalties for how much it sells, but the point is that the publishers get most of the money from the royalties anyway, so it's not as if the writers are getting most of it. So it's just for them. It's for their benefit. It's to help them spend more money. It helps no one else but them. And it's the most infuriating thing I've ever heard, to tell people who are honest, who care that much about books, to spend the time to write a review or tell a review to other people who also enjoy books, to tell them you should spend your money on this or that. For me personally, when I go to Borders or Barnes & Nobles, me deciding what book to buy it is almost down to a scientific kind of thing, because these books are too expensive for me to spend on it if it's going to be bad. And so many times, what they have on the cover, what they have in the little pamphlet, is not enough to tell you if this book is bad or not. It really isn't. And Amazon.com, they censor their reviews. After a certain amount of, if a book gets a certain amount of bad reviews that are not equivalent to the ratio of good reviews, like if it gets a lot of good reviews and it has a bunch of people suddenly doing 1 stars, they'll delete some of those reviews. They will. They said so. They've had it said before. So I'm like, you can't even trust sites like that. And now on Goodreads, to be saying and posting comments saying that you should watch out because people are looking at you and no one wants to sign the girl who gave you a bad review. And I'm just thinking to myself, how can you say that? What kind of 1984 shit is that? We're not working in a world of censorship. This is a job. Okay? Deal with it. If you get a comment that says that your book is not good, you have 2 options. You can get pissy about it, or you can just move on. Get pissy or move on. Move on. Because you know what, at the end of the day, you have money. The person who just bought your book spent money on your book. That's more money in your pocket. You're going to have fans anyway, because there are people who just eat that crap up. So, it it's the most aggravating thing. I don't understand that. And it's like, I want to be a writer. I want to be a writer because I feel like there's something I want to say with my books. Something that I want to tell. I have a story that I want to tell to people through my writing. And if it's not a good story, I want to know. And I don't, yes, it makes you feel bad. You know, your book is your baby, yada yada yada. You know, you love it or whatever. But at the same time, it's not everything. You know, most people who are writers have other jobs or do something else because they have to pay bills too. And you know, if this My Whole Melina Pendulum thing makes it so that I can't get published because authors who I've insulted their works don't want to put me in blurbs and they'll feel offended if I get signed on, fuck that. I don't care. I'm not gonna feel bad for doing this. Why should I? I am speaking to an audience of people who want to know what's good or not. Why shouldn't I tell them? And I just think to myself one thing. I say what I would want to know about a book. I say to you the things I want to know when I go into a store and I have to look through the aisles to find something. Which is why I honestly tell you if I recommend a book to tell me what you think. So I know if I'm really saying, if I'm crazy. And a lot of people have actually come to me in comments or stuff and say that they enjoyed a book I recommended to them. Because I'm being honest. I'm telling you straight up, this is what's in it. This is what you should look for. If you like this, that, or if you're offended by certain things, don't read it. That's the whole point of doing these reviews. That's the whole point of reviewing books as a whole. And if you are afraid to be honest, the system is ruined. And if I cannot get published because of this, I don't care. I really don't. Because I would rather not get published than to have to feel bad for having an opinion. An opinion I have the right to. So, if I don't get published, oh well. I'll collect them in manuscript. I might get them, like, you know, just publish them on the side or some shit like that. And I'll become a teacher. I'll suck it up, because I never wanted to be a teacher, but I'll suck it up. And I'll teach kids to write good books. So that even if I can't make it, I can at least help a generation of other kids to be good writers. That's what I'm going to do. That's my backup plan. Well, actually, the writing is kind of not my main plan, but you know, in goals and aspirations. And these writers should not be looking at our reviews to be their applause and make you feel good about yourself. That's why you have book tours. That's why you have, you know, book signings. That's why you have Comic-Con. I mean, I really honestly don't believe that what I say should affect Stephenie Meyer in any way, shape, or form. Because honestly, that woman has more money and more fans and more everything than I have, except, no, I'm not gonna say that. But she has more everything that is of material value than me. Does she care that some little girl from Brooklyn says that her books are crap? I wouldn't. If I was that rich, I wouldn't care if it was the president himself. Because you know what? I've got money. I've got money to feed my children. I'll never have to worry about another bill again. And I have fans who respect me, see me as the Messiah. Why am I going to be offended by what some kid says about me? A kid who's not making anywhere near as much as what I have. And you're the one who's published. And if you really feel like you want to have, like, creative criticism, constructive criticism, and you want to feel good about yourself, Fiction Press, Ink Pop, fanfiction.net. Go do that. Like everybody else does when they want to feel better about themselves. Post a little silly fanfiction about Yowie or some shit like that. Put it up there. You'll find that someone up there will like it, and you will be happy, and you can feel good about yourself. And you can hear constructive criticism and all that stuff. But do not come and tell us that we should support you because if we don't, we can't make it as writers. No. Because if you are not getting criticized for your work, you're doing something wrong. Because no one is perfect. There are people who don't like some of the best works of all time. There are people who don't like Shakespeare. There are people who don't like, you know, Jane Austen, the Brontes. There are people who don't like some of the best pieces art, people who don't like some of the greatest acclaimed musicians. Everyone has different tastes. But if you are universally liked, you are obviously doing something wrong. There are people who didn't like Jesus. I mean, Jesus was a really, really, really great guy. If you don't believe in God or whatever, it doesn't matter. He was a great guy. People didn't like him either. Okay? If you're universally liked, you're doing something completely wrong. You have to have that dynamic. And that's my 2 cents about that, because it really just one of those things that just made me want to rage when I heard about it. I will post a link to the blog by Becca Fitzpatrick. I will post the thing about the girl who closed her site. And I also link a live journal read that I found about this girl talking about the rape culture in young adult literature right now. And I thought that was a perfectly well done example to show how crappy this whole thing has become, this whole young adult romance thing, which I have to really talk about it because I have a video coming up called, I got it. It's called Why Your Love Interest Sucks. Because I really feel like, how can someone as a woman, I mean, I used to not say I don't identify myself as a feminist because it has like a negative connotation, but you know what? I'm a feminist. Fuck it. I believe in equal rights for all people. I believe in equals for men. I believe in men's rights. I believe in women's rights. I believe in minority rights. I believe in gay rights. I believe in all rights for all people. So that makes me a feminist and everything else under the sun. But I don't understand how anyone, feminist or not, a woman could support the idea of these codependent battered wife syndrome protagonists. I do not understand it. I do not understand it down to the very fiber of my being. I cannot imagine it at all. And I don't understand how these women can exist after coming from a generation where we had so many strong, independent female heroines, and now all of a sudden it's I can't live without you. You're the only thing that matters in my life. Like, come on. Even Buffy killed Angel when push came to shove. So, I don't know what's wrong with these other bitches, but I'm sick of it.
Put your paws up, 'cause you were born this way, baby.